disrespectful. It is. I'm done. Simon, I'm done. Simon, I'm done. I'm done with you right now.
What's the difference between President Trump not doing anything while the Capitol was being attacked and President Biden not doing anything while protesters, while the Supreme Court justices were under attack?
To say that there is no difference, that is just unbelievably wrong.
But is it concerned that Supreme Court justice
I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
You don't give us questions.
Okay. I'm trying to answer your question. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I just tried. You wouldn't let me. Go
I
ahead.
had two quick questions.
No, but can
I just tried, and you would not let me, sir. So your colleague is going to ask a question. Go
Let me
ahead.
ask you a question.
No, I literally just tried to answer your question. You shut me down. So now your colleague is going to.
Let me ask the question first before you
Okay.
answer.
Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.
Question on the respect for the mayor?
Because we cannot get reelected. We cannot win this reelection. Excuse me. We can only reelect Donald Trump.
If you care about people, you support the war in Ukraine. If you care about the planet, you support global warming policy. But of course, neither one of these was about what they said it was about. Both of them were designed to spike energy costs, to increase the control of the people currently in charge and to enrich their donors. So if you wanted to fix this, the very first thing you would do, if you wanted to help the American middle class, would be to force a ceasefire in Ukraine. That would help the world and it would help our middle class. Then you would encourage more domestic energy production because we have the domestic energy. Then you would take a look at the trillions we have spent on renewable energy, solar panels, electric cars, wind power. This has made a small group of people incredibly rich, but it has put our grid in peril and it has raised the cost of energy beyond the reach of middle-class Americans. But the Biden administration is not looking for solutions, just the opposite. They're looking for ways to squeeze a few more dollars out of an increasingly impoverished American middle class.
America needs a superhero.
So given how central, very obviously central, energy is to everything that matters in America, it's hard to believe that the Biden administration would intentionally make energy much more expensive. Because we know for a fact, having seen it repeatedly through history, that high energy prices will crush our economy faster even than the COVID lockdowns did. People will become poor. Some of them will die. That's not a guess. It will happen. So given all that, it's unimaginable that anyone but our enemies would want to raise our energy prices to the point where our economy collapses. And yet that is exactly what the Biden administration has decided to do. And to do it, they're using twin instruments of climate policy and their war against Russia. The effect? In a nation with the largest recoverable oil reserves on planet Earth, many Americans can no longer afford fossil fuels. And once again, this is not an accident. It's not a natural cycle we're going through. Politicians and policymakers are doing it to us on purpose.